Welcome, my tarot friends. I'm back after over a year. I know it's been a very long time since I've been here on the Tarot Tube, but I'm super excited today because I have a very, very special deck to share with you, and it is Magical Creatures Tarot deck. I've written some words down because there's many things and thoughts and feelings I have about this deck, so I'm going to read that to you, and then we're going to go into each card, and I'm going to share with you all the feelings I get, intuition I get, messages that I get from it, also the symbology that I recognize. We will also dive into the guidebook a little bit, so stay tuned. But before that, I want to share with you how this deck came into my life. Oh, actually both decks, but yeah. I wanted this deck for a little while, but all the EU sellers were out of stock. I'm based in the UK. So I took a chance and I reached out directly to the creator, Linda, who also made this deck, Northern Animal Tarot. And I'm going to do the review of this deck next. But anyway, she was so nice and kind. She offered to send me one deck for free to review, and I bought the other one. And here is the wild part. Just a few days later, shipping to the EU stopped because of the new tariffs. So what are the chances about this? Like, I feel there's something magical that happened here for me to be able to get this deck when I did. Now I'm here with both gorgeous decks, and I just can't wait to share my feelings about them. The Magical Creatures Tarot honestly blew me away the second I opened the box. The name says it all. The deck is pure magic. The creatures are so diverse and full of life. We have dragons, mermaids, gnomes, fairies, unicorns, griffins, even Pegasus with butterfly wings. Every single card feels like its own little story, and flipping through them gave me that childlike wonder again, the kind where you know magic is still real. And let me just say, they're so much more beautiful in person, both of these decks, than any video I could ever show. They also shuffle like a dream, which I will demonstrate later, and they also smell really good. I know you know what I'm talking about, basically, because I know lots of you love the smell of the cards, and these ones they're so delicious. There's the thing about these decks, right? Both of them. They're not just pretty and beautiful and magical. They're actually really deep. The symbolism is incredible, and the guidebook is packed with insights, especially this one. I feel it's even more packed than the previous one. The guidebook explains not just the stories and symbology behind every card, but also divinatory meanings. And I feel every time I use this deck, I discover something new about it. Linda also included 20 plus extra cards that go into this deck, like an oracle, and also in this one. So I combine them together. I put them here. I will share them with you later, but I put them oopsie. I put them all together, and they are like a little oracle deck that I now use with both decks. And yes, the backs are not the same, but I don't really care. It's just perfect together. So yes, I will share this with you later as well. So honestly, I'm so in love with this both decks. It feels like, especially this one at the moment, because I worked with it a little bit more, but it feels like more than just a tarot deck. This one specifically feels like a little portal of magic, and you step through it and you're like in this world where you're just immersed in this new world. It's hard to explain. You'll see it when I go through the cards. So without further ado, let's actually start going into the cards. It comes in this little tuck box. I put this sticker on the bottom so I can actually open it like that. It's beautiful inside. So it's beautiful on the inside. Put it in this bag because now that I took the oracle cards out, it's a bit too small for the box and I don't want it to be jumping around. So, oh yeah, I didn't put it in order. Of course. Okay, so I managed to put them all together. Before we go into the majors, I just want to show you the guidebook a little bit. So, welcome to the Magical Creatures Tarot, a little introduction, and then you go directly into the cards, which I don't mind, to be honest with you. And then at the back is just thank you, and I envisioned this deck and to who it is dedicated to, and I'm gonna read from the guidebook as we go through the deck. So we start with the Fool, and we have a little mushroom who is, the fact that she chose a mushroom, it's really cool because I don't know, if you think about the magical mushrooms, put you in that space where you think anything is possible and everything is love, and the fact that she chose a mushroom, I don't know if that was her intention, probably not. But it's like just very magical also in all the, stories from the childhood and stuff. We have a little butterfly here instead of the dog. He's holding his, or she, or they, they're holding their white little flower, which symbolizes obviously the innocence and optimism, and the sun is shining on them in a very, I feel like, very encouraging way. It's just such a beautiful full card. Now, if you look into the magician, I like the fact that she used the raven as a magician, because there's something very magical about these birds. Ravens are very smart, and so the magician, in my eyes, the magician is about being able to take anything that is in their surroundings and turn it into something else. So they see potential in everything, to use everything as their resource. And so here we have a little raven with his magical hat, which is really cool. And he is holding all the elements here. I feel using his magical powers to hold them in the air. And he has one wing up, one wing down, which is as above, so below. He has also a little Ouroboros here, which is infinite potential. And of course the red, which is, his passion, his will, he has a very strong will to do things. So that's beautiful. And I love that there is a forest, like dark forest and mist around him. It's beautiful. And then if we go into the High Priestess card, I love the fact that she has books as black and white pillars, because, the High Priestess is about that hidden knowledge and hidden truths and deep insights. And obviously she's very wise. She's reading all these books, so she has a lot she can share if she decides to. It's interesting that her book is actually open. I love how the wings behind this beautiful cat feel like the veil. Even though we don't have water present, we have the moon present, which is related to water. If you look closely, you see that on her third eye there is a little star, which I'm sure it's not a coincidence. I also like the black and white tiles on the floor, which symbolize the duality, because we know that the number 2 is all about the duality. I love the way how she written this the title here, so when it's on the white tile the letters are black, and way around when they're on white. And yeah, I love the fact that the cat is black and white as well, which is really cool. Then we enter into the space of the Empress, which is like this white wolf, it says in the guidebook, which I find really cool, because we know that white wolves are quite hard to find in nature. So it adds to that magic about Empress. I love that there are stars in her cave. Oh yes, and for every card you get the Empress, and then you get the keywords growth, abundance, and creativity, which I really like. So I'm going to read you what it says for the Empress. The Empress manifests as a magnificent wild white wolf, regal and nurturing, standing proudly at the entrance of her cave, her 2 pups nearby, embodying the cycles of birth and life. The cave, nestled between 2 lush hills adorned with wildflowers, beacons with an aura of mystery and tranquility. Within its depths, the darkness is illuminated by a canopy of stars, creating a celestial sanctuary. How beautiful! Beyond the hills stretches a majestic forest of tall pines. Their verdant boughs, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, I think boughs, reaching towards the heavens. The sky above transitions from a deep purple hue to a soft orange glow as the sun begins its ascent, casting a warm embrace upon the land. The White Wolf Empress symbolizes fertility, generosity, and the nurturing aspects of creation. She embodies the maternal instincts to protect and cultivate safety in all its forms, fostering growth and harmony within her domain. When the White Wolf Empress graces a reading, it signifies a time of beauty, creativity, and emotional fulfillment. Embrace the caring energy of the Empress and allow yourself to connect with the natural rhythms of the world, trusting in the abundance that surrounds you. How beautiful. It's actually, although it's a very small guidebook, it's actually very substantial, and you can see that you get a lot of information, and it's the same for the minors, so that's amazing. So yes, of course, I read you the book. I'm not going to go more into this. Then we have the Emperor, who is like a bear, and he's standing proudly. We see the symbol for ram, so connection to the Aries here. I love that we have flying birds, and he's on top of the mountain, which to me symbolizes that he rules over his empire, and he has a higher viewpoint, and he's not too attached to what's happening, so he can react in a very responsible and empowering way. He's also wearing red, which is again a symbol of power and passion for what he's doing. On his crown we see red, I think they're rubies, again red power, and also it could be a hint to a Mars planet, right? Also, the background feels like a very Martian color, orange, red. So I also like the mountains because, he's very stable and structured and, just very stable. And he knows how to set the boundaries. So, a lot in this card, which, when you look at it, you wouldn't think, but there's so much symbolism. Also, if you go into symbolism of the bear, right, you could look into that. Like bears they are very protective of their territories, right? So that to me applies again to the Emperor. Okay, then the Hierophant. I really love that it's a white stag, because white stags are known in many cultures to be very spiritually connected, Also, we have the antlers that connect to the spiritual realm. We have the pillars on the side. Lots of symbolism. We see the red roses for life, the white lilies for death. We have the plus sign, so connecting the spiritual and physical. We have the key, so the key to the knowledge. I love that we have, different type of. We have like dried mushrooms and some herbs and wheat, which to me is like kind of suggestive to the Empress as well. So he's offering, like you can see that this stag is very wise. Oh, we also have pine cones here, which again associated. I know this because, well, it's a common knowledge that the pine cone is associated with pineal gland, but I also know that the creator Linda, she did this on purpose. We also have them here because she talked in one of her interviews about this. I think in her previous deck she included that as well. So pineal gland is connected to enlightenment, and spiritual awakening. So that makes a lot of sense. We also have two candles here. The white lilies also represent purity and the roses represent passion. But, candles are associated to spiritual rituals anyway, so that makes sense. And then we have the Lovers. I love how these two creatures, we have, I think, a griffin and, I don't know what it's called, this turtle creature. I need to have my guidebook handy because I'm not sure about all the creatures' names. So we have griffin and mock turtle. Okay. And they engage together. The sun is shining onto them like the angel in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. And it's a very emotional type of union that feels very harmonious. They're coming together. Also one from the air and earth and one from the water. So yeah, it's I feel like, and also we have the sunshine here, which to me represents fire. So it's kind of like bringing all these elements harmoniously together, because number 6 is all about harmony, right? So that's beautiful. And I love this Chariot card so much. There's something so magical about it, because like this evening scene going on. We have these two mountain trolls. So we have mountain trolls pulling the carriage. I love this figure here sitting in a meditative state, because to me the Chariot is about that. It's not about actual physical movement, but it's about kind of like balancing the inner passion with what's coming to you and centering, and how we do that is through meditation. So I love so much. I love this card so much. And there's so much hidden symbolism. I feel like if I go into every card symbolism, we're gonna stay here forever, but I'll try to just mention the ones that stick out to me, like also heart-centeredness here with and freeing heart with the like staying true to who you are, to move in the right direction. We also have phases of the moon here, which, again, going within the cycles of nature. She has a cloak, or they have a cloak that is like, that has stars on it, which again, connection to the divine. And the trolls are very cheeky, so she needs to balance that cheekiness with where she wants to get to. So I say she, I don't know the gender here, they. Then we have the Strength card, which is also very beautiful and serene. They feel very just gentle strength with this creature that is called Chimera, a mythical creature with the head of the grey goat, adorned with short horns and the head of a lion. Its mane flowing softly in a golden cascade. It has a tail of a snake. So yeah, it just feels very gentle. Even though it's a powerful creature, it's very gentle at the same time. So it chooses gentleness over ferocity, or whenever they have to, they probably will. We also have Lemon Skate here, which represents infinite potential. Then if we go to the Hermit, I love this Hermit because this obviously owl represents wisdom, right? And the Hermit, when it goes into their cave, they come out wiser. But we have like the star here in the lantern, and they're looking at the star as well, which to me is really important. They have the telescope here to gaze, to learn the globe, to learn about the world. We have the moon phases here to learn about being. I feel this deck talks a lot about being connected to nature, which is beautiful because it's technically not a nature deck, but it is. if you believe in these creatures anyway, they are part of nature, right? So that's beautiful. So here it says, a lantern hangs down its golden star, illuminating the darkness within, revealing a sanctuary filled with ideas, treasures, projects, scrolls, and books. Surrounded by the wealth of knowledge and wisdom, the owl embodies the spirit of solitude and introspection. I love that. So it's wonderful. This is like probably one of my favorite Wheel of Fortune cards because it is a tarot reader fox. Yay, fox is my spirit animal as well. What I like about this is we have these 2 candles again, which appeared in the Hierophant card, which is a very spiritual card. And this hints to me that in order to go through this life and to balance the laws of the universe, which affects our lives, we need to connect and with ourselves, within ourselves, in order to balance that out and move within the will of the life, I'm gonna say. So that's wonderful. Lots of purples here again to connect with crown chakra and spiritual realms. We have Justice here, and I think these are griffins again, and I like their facial expressions because they're very matter-of-fact-y. So it's like you come there and we have some bones here. It's like in order to get to this next stage, they ask you to weigh your heart and against the feather. Like, is your heart pure, or did you forgive yourself? Did you forgive others? It's not about not making mistakes in life. It's about how we deal with those mistakes and how we change along the way. And so, yeah, I love that. And I love that it's 2 of them as well, because Justice is 11 right in this deck, so 1/1. So that's really cool. And this portal looks very magical as well. Okay, hence it's called the magical creatures. So yeah, I love this hanged one so much, because if you look at his expression, it's like surrendered. They are surrendered. They surrendered, and I love that, because the hanged one here, I love that too. I like the hanged one more. It's about surrendering into the situation that you don't have any control over, and while you do that, things make sense, and you put things into perspective. Like, you look at the bigger picture, things that you realize what matters and what doesn't matter, and with all that comes, the enlightenment, which is shown here with that beautiful glow behind them. I love that. And again, we have that hint of the mushroom here, which I talked about before. So, yeah, I love this. The death, I really love this death card. I love that it's an actual death shown here, and how is it cutting the weeds here. Again, we have wheat, right, which we had in the Hierophant card. Did we have it in Empress? No, we didn't have it in the Empress card, but we had it in the Hierophant, which is really interesting. So anyway, we have these beautiful flowers on one side that are losing their petals, and I feel it says, this death card says, certain things in life, and when they do, you need to let go. Like with that winds and everything, feels like you need to let go. You need to allow the change to happen because it's necessary. You need to, when the weeds grow, you need to cut them away in order to make bread. So yeah, I love that. And then we have the Temperance card. It reminds me of the Temperance card in the Tarot of the Witch's Garden because of the colors. It's beautiful. It's very serene. I love that you have the water lilies as well, which are here yellow, which is really cool. She also wears them in her hair, which adds to, I don't know, just beauty, transformation. She is on the ground and in the water, so is that balance. I feel like she's very balanced. We also have Weeping Willow, which to me represents, I don't know, those boundaries as well, which as 14. By the way, lately I've been listening to Michael Auger's videos on tarot cards, and he associates cards in tens. So let's say number 4, Emperor, is associated with 14 because it's 10 plus 4. And lately I've been really digging that system. So willow trees and that protection / boundaries, right? And 4. So anyway, I'm babbling. It's gorgeous. The Devil. I love how these 2 creatures here, one has like wine and one has money. So it's like checking in with yourself. Are you doing things because you really want them, or are you bound because of the money and because of your perhaps addictions and indulging pleasure a bit too much? So yeah, I like that. Then we have the Tower, which is quite self-explanatory. I don't have to go deep into this one. The Star. Oh, I love the Star. It's so cute. We have another Griffin, I think. And it's interesting how we have one. It's not cup, but what is it called? Oh my God, I don't know what it's called. Vase? Question mark? Please tell me in the comments what this is called. My English is going. Anyway, I'm going to call them cups. They're not cups. So one is here and one is here, and it's really interesting. So they're pouring. You don't know actually, is the water flowing in or is it coming back? Because this is a very magical card, and anything is possible again. And it feels like, look, this tree here doesn't have any leaves, which I'm sure it's done on purpose as well. It's kind of like after death comes life. You know, after things go wrong, things grow back. So I also find it interesting that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars altogether. And it's a 17 card, which again, for me works really well, because 17 I connect to the 7, which is a chariot. And in the chariot card, when you think about it, you have lots of stars in the canopy generally. So what do you think? And now we have the moon card, which I love because it's a very magical one. I feel in both of her decks, moon represents magic and the positive aspects of the moon, which, let's be honest, if you integrate the darkness, you get magic out of it. So I love that about these decks. We have these dancing foxes that are floating in the air. There's like some notes here, which means that this little crab here is singing. And oh, no, he's not singing. He's playing a violin. I love that. Again, we have mushrooms, magical mushrooms, question mark. I think we have yarrows here, which again means something. I should know this because in the Herbcrafters Tarot, yarrows are the ace of air, I believe. So I feel new thoughts, new realizations come in the darkness of the night with the full moon. Yesterday was a full moon. It was so gorgeous, the blood moon. It reminds me of that magical. It was very magical. So yes, anyway, we have here the sun card. Gorgeous. I love how we have Pegasus with butterfly wings and this bunny riding, and he has this red dressing thingy. English is not my first language, so I apologize. And we have sunflowers, like these bushes here can represent a wall in the traditional deck. I love the sun's expression here. It's very warm and welcoming and accepting. That's the word that comes to mind, accepting. I love that the Pegasus is yellow because it's associated to the solar plexus chakra, and the sun I associate with that chakra because you are who you are meant to be. You accept all the parts of yourself, the bad, the good, you integrate them, and then you're ready to embark into this world. And then we have the Judgment card, which is gorgeous because we have the Phoenix. And it's interesting because we don't have a Phoenix being born. We have a Phoenix who has done the life, which is perfect because obviously we are at the end of the major arcana, right? So the Phoenix has done the life and now it's ready, it's burning. It's transitioning onto the next stage and is very happy. So it's kind of like they integrated everything and now they're ready to go through that portal onto the other side, and the egg here is birthed for the new one to come. I wonder what these pairs mean. I want to look into the guidebook because I can, so I'm just going to do it. Amidst the fiery scene, 3 golden pairs float gracefully, symbolizing abundance, wisdom, and spiritual awakening. How cool is that? That's what I was saying about this deck, that it has so many little Easter eggs, I'm going to call them, because like you would never think that, oh yeah, 3 pairs, they look nice, they're orange, that's cool. But no, they actually symbolize 3 things. They symbolize abundance, wisdom, and spiritual awakening. Their presence heralds a time of profound change and growth as the Phoenix prepares to shed its old self and embrace a new beginning. Amazing. Oh my god, it's so amazing. And then we have the single egg that appears below the Phoenix, a symbol of the magical transitional phase that awaits. It is a reminder that within every ending lies the seed of a new beginning, ready to hatch and unfold into the next chapter of life's journey. This book is amazing. Like, I can't even... It's so good. It is so good. This deck is so much deeper than it appears if you just look at it and you think, oh, it's whimsical and cute. No, it's actually very deep. And I love that. The next card we have here is the World. And this was the card that was promoted when she was creating this deck or finishing it. And it's gorgeous because we have all these beings. We have the dragons. I love the dragons. This is one of the reasons why this deck was calling to me, because I love dragons. So, and I love unicorns, let's be honest. But dragons are something that calls to me. So we have a dragon, a unicorn, bunnies. We have all the characters that you're going to see in the minor arcana as well. And I love that. I love that so much. It's amazing how she managed to put all the deck together. It's wonderful. Okay, let's go into the minor arcana. So what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to go through the cards. So all aces together, all twos together, etc. We have a little dragon that was born from an egg, which I'm not going to lie, kind of think, oh, is this the Phoenix? And he transitioned and changed into dragon. I know it's not, but... hey, it's a magical world and I can do whatever I want with these ideas. And that's another thing about this deck. It's so freeing. Like, I'll talk about some things later, but yeah, it's very freeing. And I feel like some things might not make sense to you and you're like, but that's okay, because this is a magical world and anything can happen. So anyway, we have this amazing Ace of Wands, new life, right? And I read Ace of Wands as new life. Ace of Cups, we have this beautiful cup being offered to this wonderful swan. It looks like a young swan, and all this fish, and a fish represents abundance, and we have like abundance of new emotion coming through, right? And then we have this beautiful Ace of Swords, a tiny unicorn with a tiny horn here, so it's a baby unicorn. So cute. So it's kind of like I feel like this baby unicorn offers us a new way to look at certain situation, you know. Also have purple, and purple connects to again, and purple flowers at the back, which are they called Tinkerbell flowers, something like that. I don't know. We have them in our garden and they're very magical. Purple connection to the crown chakra, and again, in its higher form, the swords are actually very spiritual. So yeah. Anyway, I'm babbling. Also white, purity of thought, right? And then we have the Ace of Coins here, again, a magical mushroom. It's kind of like you get this coin and it's asking you can do anything you want with it. Anything. You have a mouse with wings. So yeah, anything is possible. But you do need to believe and you do need to tend to it. So that's beautiful. We have 2 of Wands here. This dragon is trying to decide where they're going to go next. They're puffing the smoke. We have Aurora Borealis at the back. We have the sun coming up. We can't see it yet, but it's like, I feel like an early morning. So it's like that contemplation before the day starts. What are we going to do with it? I love that we have 2 fires here because number 2, right? And they're like kind of like, it looks like they're arguing. Like, what are we going to do? Where is this dragon going to take us? Where should we go? And I love that they have this beautiful necklace with, and also there's like gemstones on the floor. The wands are the spirit suit as well. So that makes sense. And magic, gemstones are related to magic in my eyes anyway. So that's great. Then we have 2 of Cups. I love the fact that we have 2 different beings from 2 different worlds coming together and giving each other these cups. And they look into each other's eyes so beautifully. It's like that fresh new connection. The wind is taking these beautiful clouds. We see some stars at the back, which creates that magical feel as well. It's interesting because this is kind of like dawn. This also feels like an early morning or late evening. This feels like a nighttime actually. And this again could be evening or like a late evening, which creates that sense of number 2, like in the High Priestess, is about that duality between the worlds, right? Which is amazing here that she did this with the backgrounds. Also here we have the moon, right? So that again is kind of like that liminal space. Okay, so we have 2 unicorns here, again number 2, which I love. And yeah, they have one sword coming down and one sword coming up, which is really cool. And we don't have, well, I'm not sure if this is water at the back or it is snow. In any case, maybe snow because it feels like it's snowing. Frozen water, which kind of feels like your heart and everything is frozen in time, and you need to stop and decide where you're going to go internally and decide which way you're going to go, which I really love. And also the new moon. Then we have 2 of coins, quite traditional looking, but really cool because they are walking on the slippery stones. So they have to be very balanced and flexible, right? And also focused. So we have 3 of Wands, and here we can see actually the dragon is already moving out. We can see the fluttering curtains here. We see the book. You can feel the wind coming through. So they're going, or they created the wind with their wings. So they are on their way. I feel like they gathered lots of knowledge. It's interesting that they have this dual flooring again, which is in the High Priestess, which kind of tells me that from that duality, they created something new and they're going to that direction, if that makes any sense. I love this 3 of Cups. It is so embracing. Like these 3 beings are embracing. Mermaids are embracing each other and embracing each other's emotions. And it's not just about celebration in the 3 of Cups. It's about sharing emotions and letting it flow and being in a safe space where you feel free to do that. It's about community, and I love it so much. I love that it's actually kind of dark because it's like, to me, 3 of Cups is not like, yay, let's, get drunk and celebrate everything we've done. It's like being in that space where you feel safe to express your emotions, and while doing that, the creativity comes through as well. It's a flow of emotion. 3 of Swords, kind of traditional, but at the same time, it's different. We have like a sword with a star, a sword with a moon, crescent moon, normal sword, I suppose. And we have like lock here and a key and a very sad unicorn here. And the wings have maybe they lost their wings, but I feel like they must have done something and they lost their wings. But again, I read Three of Swords as, yes, painful situation, but you grow through that painful situation. And I know lots of people complain about Three of Swords being a heart, right? Because it's the suit of mind. But I was thinking the other day, actually, if you look into your life, the situations that you've learned the most were the ones that were actually painful emotionally, because that allows us to grow as humans, to grow our mindsets, to learn from our mistakes. The mistakes need to be painful in order to learn. So that makes a lot of sense, actually. And then the Three of Coins. Oh, I love this. It's like this little gnome is like, so this is my vision. And they're like patiently thinking to themselves, yeah, that sounds good. And I'm sure they're going to debate it. Again, we have our magic mushrooms there. We have crystals, which is really lovely. And we have our little, what is it called? Mole, star nose mole, which is really cute. In the Braided Tarot, this is in the Pentacle suit as well, this animal. So that's really cool. So I love this. It's so cozy. And look at this little is it caterpillar there? Not caterpillar. Oh my god. Not cricket. Oh my gosh. A jumping thing. Jumping cricket. Please help me. Why can't I remember this word? Yes, I love this. So many details. Here we have obviously some sort of, in the wands, some sort of celebration, like celebrating the milestones. I read the Four of Wands as foundation. Oh my god, spiritual foundation. So foundation for your spirit, right? And obviously a wedding should create that feeling. A wedding or some sort of unionship. And then here we have, oh, I love this. This mermaid person is sitting there and this little fish is offering them the cup, and they're like, no, I'm really not interested. I read it well in my emotions, you know. And they have, oh my god, it's like the hermit crab. That's so cool, hermit crab, because, you know, the four is like all about isolation. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. See, this deck is genius. I was telling you, it's so much more than it appears. Okay, I love this unicorn touching the water. It's such a spiritual picture. Like, as in Four of Swords is all about you move yourself away from the horrible situations, to rethink, to clear your mind and then move on. And I love that. It's like they're refreshing themselves through water. I also love the dragonflies here, because the dragonflies symbolize the transitioning, you know, the transitioning phase. And really is like that. You go away, you contemplate, you think through things, and then you come out of it transformed, really. Your mind is transformed. And then we have Four of Pentacles, and this is one of my favorite Four of Pentacles ever. And I'm going to read you from the guidebook because it is so good. Beneath the vast expanse of the night sky were stars... Oh, sorry. Four of Coins, reconnecting with self and nature. It's called Coins, not Pentacles, sorry. Beneath the vast expanse of the night sky where stars twinkle like celestial beacons, and the moon casts its gentle glow upon the earth, an elf sits in quiet contemplation upon a moss-covered rock. Clad in dark, earthy hues of green, she cradles a coin in her hands, while two more coins rest beneath each foot, grounding her to the fertile soil below. A moth alights upon one shoulder, while a bumblebee hums softly on the other, their presence a gentle reminder of the interconnectedness of all living beings. The air is alive with the soothing symphony of nature as wildflowers sway in the evening breeze and a spider weaves its delicate web against the backdrop of the starlit sky. It's a very long one. Listen to this. In this serene setting, the elf is urged to turn inward and re-establish a connection with her innermost self and the natural world that surrounds her. By quieting the restless chatter of the mind and tuning into the rhythms of the earth, she can find solace and renewal amidst the chaos of daily life. The coins that weigh upon her serve as symbol of material attachments and worldly concerns, their presence a reminder of the need to strike a balance between the practicalities of life and the nourishment of the soul. Through introspection and self-reflection, she can release the grip of fear and insecurity that binds her, allowing herself to embrace the abundance and flow of life with an open heart and a spirit of gratitude. In the Four of Coins, the message is clear. To find true wealth and fulfillment, one must first reconnect with oneself and the natural world, letting go of the need to control and possess, and instead surrendering to the beauty and abundance that surround us. Mic drop. It's amazing. I mean, come on. This is like such an incredible deck. Wow. Okay, fives. Five of Wands. I love this movement here. I love this movement. Are they playing? Are they fighting? What is going on? What is the line between play fighting and actually fighting? Love that. Then we have Five of Cups. He's obviously emerging himself into this feeling of loss instead of these two cups here, they're stacked on top of each other, which is very interesting actually. Then we have 5 of swords, obviously a battle of ego, right? It's interesting, the unicorn and the lion are fighting, obviously a conflict card. And then we have the 5 of coins. I love the fact that this person here, or gnome, has actually a little hand over. It's like he doesn't want to look there to see that someone is there to help them. Is that Holly here hanging? If it is, Holly symbolizes that liminal space again. So it's like they could easily transition in there if they just looked or knocked. And also this candle looks like it's coming through the window, kind of like to remind, hey, we're here, we can help you if you only ask, you know. So I love that. I love the 6. It's so obvious here that it's a celebration of some sort of achievement, right? And also how other dragons are celebrating with them. I love that so much. And they're like, they feel celebrated, they feel seen. It's a recognition card. I love it. This 6 of cups is so cute. Oh my gosh. You have these 2. They look like storks, but I'm not sure if they're storks or not, because in Europe, storks have some black feathers as well, but maybe the Canadian storks are different. Who knows? The stork here could be remembering, how it was to be a child, how it is to be that wondrous and immersed into the moment of life. We also have dragonflies here, which to me, again, signifies that transformation that comes with the 6 of cups. To me, 6 of cups is about going back into the past and meeting ourselves, like our inner child, and kind of transforming the perhaps negative parts or the shadow parts of ourselves and integrating them into the now and into the future. So again, fireflies is perfect for that. Also being in the moment, right? I mean, you have to be in the moment in order to do that anyway. This 6 of swords is amazing because they're left here in the dark, troublesome waters, and they're moving to this beautiful shiny castle there with calm waters. So it's lovely. You learn from the mistakes you did or from the pain, and now you're moving on, you're moving on. And then you have 6 of pentacles here, which I love because is this gnome here that worked really hard, it appears, and is sharing, or maybe he's paying his workers, who knows, maybe they're like co-workers or something. But it's also asking you, are you the one giving or the one receiving? What is your relationship with giving and taking and asking for help and giving when you have enough to give? Love that. Okay, so we have 7 of wands here. Obviously, he is standing for what he believes in, and he will not stand away. Or he, I say he. When I say he, it's just the first intuitive thing that comes to my mind. They, her, whoever. So they are standing there protecting what they stand for. It is a challenge, but you will be victorious as long as you stand for what you believe in. And then we have 7 of cups here. Again, I love this so much. It's amazing. So it's like, they don't appear like they're real because they're in the bubbles. And that's exactly how I see the 7 of cups. It's kind of like these dreams that you can't have to dwell into. They have to overflow you in order to then move on to the next stage. You have to feel them in your heart, and then, they give you direction where to go next. You have 7 of swords here. You ask yourself, was something done to him or them and the griffin and they're leaving, or are they the tricky ones who took something from someone? It's kind of asking you, are you assuming things? Do you have all the information that you need to decide what is the right thing, the moral thing to do here in this situation? And then the 7 of pentacles. I love the 7 of pentacles. Look at this little ladybug there, so cute. And the snails is taking you, like, take time, be patient. The snails move slowly, but they get to where they have to be. And I love that they're actually looking at a little harvest. See their green beans. What is it? Green peas. Green peas. And again, you take the green peas and then you can either eat them or you can plant them, which I love this aspect. Oh my god, this deck is actually genius. It's so good. And also it's like kind of like this ladybug is singing, so it's kind of like, don't rush things, take your time, enjoy the moment, like in the moment, reconcile what you're gonna do next. What is your plan to do next? Are you gonna eat them? Are you gonna plant them? Okay, I love this 8 of wands because I feel like it feels like a download of information, or not information, of inspiration, of spirit. It feels like a download from spiritual realm into you, and you kind of know where you have to go, what you need to do. And it's also lots of things. It can be overwhelming, I love this card so much. This one is beautiful because I forgot the name of this creature, but they transition from seal to a human. And it shows that even though being a seal was probably really nice, now it's a time in their heart that they go out of the water and transition into another form. And I love this here because it shows you all the possibilities that can be there for you if you actually follow your inner truth and go with it. I feel the 8 of water or 8 of cups is all about, even though, certain things were good as they were and now they're not anymore, and even though perhaps everything says you should stay there, in your heart it says you shouldn't, and you need to move on and you need to follow that feeling in your heart. We have this the 8 of swords here. We have a Pegasus/Pegasus unicorn. Forgot what they called. On the cloud, right? They're on the cloud. Clouds, you can literally go through them, so they're not really stuck. So that's really cool. And they have wings that are still there. I don't think they're bound. So all they need to do is open their wings and fly away. And then we have our gnome here working hard in the flow of. The 8 of Pentacles for me is being in a flow of doing a job that you like doing, or work or something physical that you like doing, but being in that flow. And is the flow feeling of it. And I love the little ladybug here as well. Okay, 9s. So this 9 of Wands is very typical 9 of Wands. This dragon looks tired. He feels beaten up, but they're still standing. Then we have, I love this 9 of Cups. It's like we have a little pearl here. So it's like wish fulfilled, right? You can read it as wish fulfilled, but you can also read it as you're in that space where you just feel harmonious in your heart, and you're enjoying yourself. Like you're enjoying yourself. You're taking pleasure in things. And then we have 9 of Swords, which I love that. Oh, look at that. I didn't realize you have swords, 5 swords up there, 4 here, and 2 are pointing in that direction. So it's kind of like telling you, you have the power to escape this. All the thoughts that are coming your way, you have the power to transition from negative thinking into positive. It's in your power. I love that. And then we have also moths here, right? Transitioning or transformation, right? In the darkness, because they're like butterflies, but butterflies in the dark. And then I love this 9 of Pentacles because the tree itself is like part of this garden. It's like integrated in this beautiful, abundant garden that has everything to offer. And we have our magician here, it feels, from before, which is really cool. Because like you're in a space where you can do anything you want, because you've done it. You've achieved what you worked for in 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so we have 10 of Wands. Now this is the card that I was saying before. You could see certain things in this deck and you're like, oh, this dragon doesn't have feet. I'm not sure if there's like an actual species with dragons with no legs, feet, legs, whatever you call them, paws, the back, question mark. But yeah, it's like, okay, well, it's a magical world, so maybe in this world dragons can just, like in Pokemon, their limbs appear or disappear whenever they want to. Anyway, this dragon is obviously carrying a heavy burden, but where they're flying to, I love that these cards are very directional, because I love reading direction in my spread, so I love that. So the 10 of Wands here can be like overbearing, but at the same time you're almost there, and depends why you're doing this. You can read it in both ways, positive and negative. Overburden or burden that you have chosen, and you're doing it with purpose. And then we have beautiful 10 of Cups, which is just so beautiful. That's the word, I can't even, magically beautiful. Transition onto the other side of the rainbow. And I love that it's lots of purple here. It's really positive card. And then I love this fish here as well. It's wonderful. And then we have 10 of Swords, which I know some people were saying on tarot tubes that it's hard to look at, the unicorn that is stabbed with all the swords, but it's kind of like in the 3 trees tarots, you also have this type of imagery when you have butterflies flying out. So it's kind of like transformation of thought, right? The swords is the thoughts, the communication. So it's transformation of that. So yeah. And then we have what are these called? Oh my gosh. These flowers come in spring. Yeah, again, a new fresh beginning with white, right? And then the 10 of Pentacles is wonderful. It's so cozy, and it's like they have everything they want, they need, they can pass it on. And I feel like it's not only physical things, like we have dried mushrooms here, but also I feel knowledge, because this person is these 2 people look a bit older, right? So they're like passing on their traditions. And we have like flower seeds here, which I love because it's something that you plant, right, for the future. So we have enough for now and for the future. I love that. Now let's move on to court cards. Page of Wands. Oh my God, it's so inspiring. It's so inspiring. I love it. And he's like creating something on the scroll. We have the fires here again, like we had them in the Two of Wands. He is daring to dream and ready to create some magic, you know. And also I love that it's like kind of, you have ink around, writing, creativity, which is connected to the wands. Then here with Page of Cups, I feel like it shows that imaginative side of the card so wonderfully. I love it. And I feel like it's someone who is not afraid to look into their emotions as well and explore the depths of them. And then we have the Page of Swords, who is again, you know, taking that swords and they're ready for action. They have their wings, they have their thunderbolts, and they're ready to go into whatever comes their way. And they're very optimistic as well, with the dandelion seeds flying around, not afraid at all, very adventurous. And then we have the Page of Coins. I love it, how calm this is. It's kind of like these two are very energetic and these two are more calm. I love that. And again, we have our little mushroom. And this page is just like caring for this coin and really want to understand this coin and know what can they do with this coin, all the different things that they can do with this coin, how and why and where. So they want to learn about it. So I love that. So our Knight of Wands feels like ready for action, ready to dive right into it. We have Salamander here, which I really like that she has the symbolism and the pyramids in the background. They're obviously in the movement, you know, they're very passionate, they're ready, they have their armor ready. Then we have the Knight of Cups, which looks like a romantic charmer. Also, you know, the frog and the, what is it called? The frog and the something, question mark, what is it? You know, where the princess and the frog, oh my God, princess and the frog. When the princess kisses the frog and it turns into a prince. This is perfect. I love that. We also have this Knight of Swords that it's so like movement, and the red, I love that there's red as well because it's that passion, that drive, and I connect knights to the fire. So this is a very fiery unicorn that is ready to go with his sword or their sword. And then we have again this Knight of Coins that is like taking their time, you know, again studying, contemplating. We have the owl there, which suggests wisdom, right? So knowing when and what to do. I love it so much. It's like very connected to the land. So let's see the queen. So we have, oh, I love this queen. She's fabulous with also little dragons around her. So it's like kind of motherly as well, which is interesting for the Queen of Wands. She's definitely flowering, and she's definitely someone you would notice when they walk into the room. And very magical as well. Oh, I love it so much. Are these dandelions? Very spring energy. And then we have Queen of Cups, who definitely looks like someone who's very caring, who holds space for others to talk to her. Like she's a healer. But she also has closed cup, which I really appreciate, because the Queen of Cups is someone who can be a bit closed away. Like she listens to other people and helps other people, but when it comes to her emotions, she's not that open with them. And then we have the Queen of Swords, which I really like, with her big sword, and she feels very gentle, which I like, because the Queen of Swords are often portrayed as a bit cold and distant, but she doesn't feel this way. Although we have snow here, which is icy, we have clouds, we have butterflies like we have in traditional decks, and also the clouds on her little gown, which again you can see in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Yeah, she just has this clear feeling to her. And then we have the Queen of Coins, who is like big part of nature, it feels, and she's very, we have like the eggs there, fertility, right, and the rabbit, fertility. We have our little raven again, which is amazing. She feels magical and caring, and she is focused on her coin though, so she feels someone who will guide you how to do things with that coin to benefit you in the long run. And the last but not least, we have kings. I love this King of Wands. He looks so fierce and powerful, and he takes no ass. Then we have the King of Cups, who is very stable with his big, heavy kingdom on his back. And oh, I love it. So much chaos going on, but he's like stable. He's on top of the water, and he feels content, and like he can keep on going. And we have these whales under the sea. I love that. So these whales are very small, so he feels like a big person, you know, like he's huge. He's very he has big presence. Does that make sense? And then we have the King of Swords, which is facing the other way. So if you put the queen here, they probably face each other, which is lovely. Yeah, look at that. I love that. Yes, he has again butterflies. There's wind going on. He feels like someone who is very connected and someone who will use their discernment to make decisions, if that makes sense. And then we have our last but not least, King of Coins. I mean, it's perfect that she used gnome for the King of Coins. You know, he's showing off his wealth, and he's very proudly sitting in his throne, and he has all the abundance that he created himself, you know, because he doesn't look young, right? He looks like he worked hard for this, because the gnomes are the hard workers, right? So that's amazing for the King of Coins, because that's how I read it. It's like the king who worked hard for his success, and now he enjoys it. So yes, oh my gosh, we came to the end of this walkthrough slash review. I'm just gonna quickly show you how this beautiful deck shuffles, because it shuffles like a dream. It has this really fancy linen cardstock. Let's see here. Did you hear that? It sounds like a dream, and it smells so good. Like I can smell it here, and I'm not above the cards. Cardstock is like not too thin, not too thin, and not too thick. It's perfect. So yeah, it's amazing. So beautiful shuffle. Before I forget to show you, this deck comes in the box that I showed before, but also it comes with this hand-printed bag that Linda hand-printed herself, and it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? It's so sweet and cute. But I decided, because I separated my extra cards from the main deck, I decided to put all my extra cards in this bag that comes with the other deck, Northern Animal Tarot. I will come to this in a second. So basically, I then decided, because I didn't want to have just one bag in these beautiful bags, that I'm going to use this for another deck, and I decided to use it for this deck. So that's the Raven's Prophecy Tarot, because it just goes so well together. And I was searching for a raven looking bag for such a long time for this deck, because I don't like the Llewellyn bags. So that's where this deck is staying. So let me now show you the extra cards that come with this deck. I put together the extra cards from the Northern Animal Tarot and from this one, and look, they go perfectly together. There's a little bit difference in the size from the side, like a hair literally. So when you shuffle, it doesn't make a difference, because I riffle shuffle this way. And yeah, when they come together, it's perfect. I don't mind. I also don't mind different backs. If you put them all together, you get an extra Oracle deck that has 39 cards, which is amazing. But today, let's focus on our Magical Creatures Tarot. So I'm going to show you the extra cards from this deck today, and I'll share this with you when I go through the Northern Animal Tarot. So these cards are titled, as you can see, and yes, let's just go through them. So we have a Wishing Well, Magic Mirror, Traveling Hat, Grimoire, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, Cauldron. Oh, I love the dragons created from the smoke. That's so cool. As I said, I love the dragons. Shard of Glass, Broomstick, Bread and Cheese, Magic Wand, Bow and Arrows, 7 League Boots. Actually, let's read for 7 League Boots, because I am not sure what this one is about. The rest of them, personally, I can just read intuitively, although the guidebook is amazing in this deck. So at the back, you have all the extra cards. So and it's, oh, there we go. And it's ordered alphabetically. So hopefully it is focusing. 7 League Boots, Expedition and Adventure. 7 League Boots, crafted from supple leather. These mystical boots hold the promise of boundless adventure and untold journeys. With each stride, the wearer of the 7 League Boots traverses vast distances, spanning leagues with a single step. Oh, that's cool. Across rugged mountains, verdant valleys, and shimmering seas, they journey with unparalleled swiftness, exploring the farthest reaches of the magical realm. The 7 League Boots symbolize the spirit of exploration and the pursuit of discovery. They represent the seeker's quest of knowledge, wisdom, and new experiences, urging them to venture beyond the familiar confines of their comfort zone and embrace the unknown with courage and curiosity. Amazing. I really, really like how this guidebook is written. It makes so much sense, and it's just, I love it. I love her writing style. And then we have Golden Egg, Hand of Glory, Treasure Map, Singing Harp, Spinning Wheel, Poisoned Apple, Hourglass, Wardrobe, Letter, oh, he's so cute, Magical Cloak, and Gingerbread House. Now, what I like about these cards is you can literally just read them intuitively and connect them to whichever story they remind you of, or you can use the guidebook, or you can do both. And they're just like such a good, extra information at the end of the reading, or clarifier, or advice. So yes, I really, really like these cards, and I cannot wait to use them more altogether. And let me just show you how they beautifully shuffle together with the Northern Animal extra cards. Well, one flew out. Let me see what it was. Oh, Wardrobe. That's amazing. That reminds me of Narnia. So like literally they open this deck, this whole deck opens the door to an extra insight to a magical world, just like this deck does. It's so great. I love it so much. Now, I know I went through the whole deck already, but I decided that I want to share my favorite cards in this deck as well. I mean, let's be honest, I love all the cards in this deck. Like literally, I love all of them. But there are some that I just had to point out. So let me firstly start with the Chariot. I love this Chariot so much because it is so layered, and it's not as simple as lots of Chariot cards in the modern interpretations usually are. The Rider-Waite-Smith and the Thoth deck are quite like layered, just like this one. So I love it so much. So first of all, I love the fact that it's like an early morning, because the Chariot symbolizes that new journey, new step out of the comfort zone, right? Facing the unknown, I suppose. We have these birds here, ravens, I suppose. I can actually hear their sounds. Can you hear them? I can hear them. Like when I look into these cards, all of them, I can hear sounds, like noises that animals make, sounds that animals make, leaves, the trees bending. I can hear the crackling of these trees here, in the woods. It's amazing. So it's kind of like, it can be a bit scary, but this person here, they're just sitting in peace and calm. And they have the stars above their head and on their cloak, and the stars are also on the actual carriage. And you wouldn't know if they're part of this carriage or they're separate, right? And technically, the Chariot card is 4 and 3 together, which is body and spirit together, right? So that is symbolized here so wonderfully as well, because if you separate it here, you have the triangle, which represents the spirit, and you have the square here, which represents the body. You also have crosses here, which to me talk about spirit and matter coming together again in order to move forward, right? We actually have some traditional symbolism here as well. So it's kind of like that spinning, what is it called? The spinning thingy with wings, which I believe is in the Rider-Waite-Smith. And I'm not sure what it traditionally represents, but I would read it as, adjusting how, because this is spinning around, right? So adjusting as you move forward, and being flexible gives you wings and freedom to get wherever you want to come to. I also like that these wheels look very hard. Like in the Rider-Waite-Smith, it looks like they're made of stone, because technically the chariot's not moving, it's staying still, but you're moving within yourself, if that makes sense. I love that these mountain trolls here are looking so cheeky and adventurous and like unpredictable, right? And that's exactly what the Chariot card also represents, the unpredictability of things that come your way in your life journey. I love that we have a heart here. I talked about this before, but I love it because it feels like be centered within your heart. Meditative state here, because this is how you move through life best, is if you stay calm and centered and at peace and not reacting necessarily, like looking at your reactions, but acting coming from within. We also have like a little telescope here, which is like being observant of things coming your way. We have a broom here, broomstick, which you can again connect with that extra cards that come. If that extra card fell out with this card, I would pay special attention to it, which means to me like either it could be a magical tool, right, for witches, they're flying on the broomsticks, but also at the same time to me it's kind of like cleaning away things that don't serve you. There's so much I could go into here in this card. It's amazing. We don't see any water, but like I said before, we have another card has that the moons here represent water, that intuition, right? Also, I like the fact that you have the two crescent moons here. One is the beginning and one is the end of a cycle, and the person is in between them. So it's kind of like that full moon, the harvest part, right? And there's, we're going to stay here forever if I go through each card like that. So this is my first favorite card. And then the second one is this one. I love it so much because not only have moths, which represent the transformation of thought, right? That the Nine of Swords is all about intense thinking, that in sword suit, the sword suit is quite challenging generally. So lots of thought quickly change into anxieties, right? And overthinking and all that. So I feel this here represents 5 and 4. And then this 4 is divided into 2 and 2. And I'll talk about this in a second. So we have firstly 5. And 5 of Swords represents conflict. So that to me, that represents there's a conflict in your head. And then 2 swords point one direction, and the other 2 point the other direction. So it's kind of like it's giving you power back. Like you have the power to turn either towards the negative thinking or change that into something creative, right? Which you can, because 9's at the end of the suit, which represents like it's a very charged end of suit. So in swords we have mind, thinking, knowing, communication as well. And I love how they have this little T here, which is kind of like giving that calming effect to it. They're definitely restless, but at the same time, if they drink that tea and turn inwards and recognize that these thoughts are ridiculous and just transform them and make a choice to look outside, perhaps, look at the beautiful stars. The window is right there. You just need to, see it and focus on it. As in the Rider-Waite-Smith, we also have on the bed, we have embarked here the fighting, right? The conflict, which is, it's so genius, which is literally not only here, but it's implied in this 5 swords here. So I love it. And I love the moths, right? The darkness, the anxiety, like moths actually, in me personally, I'm quite afraid of moths for some reason, even though I know they're beautiful, I know they're night butterflies, but to me, they're just like something about them that make me scream. So that also is really cool that she decided to use moths, because not only they are creepy for a lot of people, but at the same time, they offer the meaning of transformation here. So it's amazing. And also the fact that this is not a rabbit, but it is I forgot the name for it. Let me check in the guidebook. Jackalope. So jackalopes have these horns, and to me that they are more powerful than the actual rabbits or hares. So that also represents like you have the power to turn things around if you decide to. Next one is the 2 of Swords, another swords. I love the fact that we have 2 swords, we have 2 unicorns, they have crossed horns. I love the fact that we have water in the shape of snow, because that feels like you're frozen in the moment. You're frozen in the moment and you can't decide which way you want to go. There's polarity happening, and this is shown here so beautifully with these 2 unicorns. There are 2 of them, right? You also have the crescent moon that is at the end of the cycle. So it's just before the new moon, right? So it's that decision before you start something new. Like, so that's definitely there for a reason. And I love that the snow here, like it's snowing, but also the landscape feels like very up and down, like your mind is if you don't know what to do. So I like is like freeze yourself in time, use discernment and wait for the information to come in. And there's a meaning about this card that I learned from Barbara Moore's guidebook for the Good Fortune Tarot. She talks about how this is such a layered, confusing card, because even though there's water present, it feels like you need to get all the information, but at the end of the day, your heart, which is connected to water, right, the emotions, is ultimately going to give you the answer to which direction you have to move. Again, I find this very interesting, considering that lots of people connect the swords only to the suit of mind, right? But at the same time, in the chakra system, the sword obviously is related to air, and the air is connected to the heart space. So isn't that interesting? So let's move to the next card. The Hanged One. I love this so much. If you look closely, these trees here are actually they're not rooted in the earth, they're floating in the air. So that's very magical, first of all. It's also a very interesting perspective. I love his expression or their expression, because if you look closely, I'm going to zoom into his face so you can see, it feels like he's like, oh, things now make sense. I understand now. Like, I'm not in control. I can't do anything about it. I just need to do the best that I can to move through this situation, and I learned. And it's kind of he's letting go. Like, look at this axe. It's falling out of his hand. It's kind of like he could use it to chop himself off, but he decides not to and stop fighting. He decides, I say he, like I said before in the video, whatever gender you decide to give them, he decided to not chop himself off and to surrender, which is really cool because it shows you the choice that you can make in the Hanged One as well. I also love that we have the green and the red, which I believe are in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And we have purple trousers, which again, I find that interesting because upside down, the purple is at the top, right? Which is connected to the crown chakra, spiritual realms. I also like that he has the feather here, which reminds me of the Fool card, which again, kind of, in the Hanged One, you have to become that fool and trust, right? You need to trust the process. I also love the magic mushrooms here, which is again in the Fool card. So we have 2 indications for the Fool card, in my opinion. And I love that the animals are just looking at him like, okay, what is he doing? Lots of wonderment going on. And also this glow at the back is beautiful because it's like, when you realize what it's all about, when you see the bigger picture, you get illuminated, you get enlightened. So that's amazing. This is another one that I love. I talked about it before, but I just love the fact that this person is holding, or gnome, they're holding, or elf, question mark. I need to check the book. Actually, you know what? Let me read you what it says for it, because I'm curious, because the guidebook is so amazing. But why I chose it is because of that enjoying the fruits, yet thinking about how you're going to plant these seeds that you got. So it's kind of like reconsideration. You have also being in the moment with this ladybug playing on this instrument. It's also, if you look closely, these 2 tools are put in the X, right? So that, again, to me, is suggestive of decision making, right? We have snails here slowing down. We have some plants blooming, and some are already giving you harvest. So it's kind of like, in that process, you get something already, but things are yet to come. And I love that they are positioned in the triangle, because triangle is all about growth, expansion, movement as well. It's just so good. Okay, so let me read you what it says in the guidebook, because why not? It's my video, I can do whatever I want. So I want to read. So it says, 7 of Coins, patience and cultivation. Amidst the verdant splendor of her vegetable garden, a young gnome tends to her precious plants with loving care. With a watchful eye and a hopeful heart, the gnome gazes upon her beloved crops, searching for signs of readiness and ripeness amongst the foliage. Her hands, calloused from hours of labor, gently sift through the leaves, seeking the telltale fruits of her labor. A ladybug perches atop her head, strumming a merry tune on a miniature banjo, infusing the garden with a sense of whimsy and joy. The gnome's tools, a shovel and rake, rest nearby, a testament to the diligent effort she has invested in nurturing her garden to its current state of abundance. Yet, despite her toil and perseverance, the gnome understands the importance of patience and restraint. Like the slow and steady growth of her plants, she recognizes that true abundance takes time to manifest. Snails, symbols of patience and slow progress, emerge from the earth as gentle reminders to embrace the natural rhythms of growth and development. In the 7 of Coins, we are called to cultivate patience and endurance as we await the fruition of our efforts. It is a time for reflection and assessment, a moment to pause and consider the progress we have made thus far and the potential harvest that lies ahead. Through patience and steadfastness, we allow our endeavors to flourish in their own time, trusting in the organic process of growth and evolution. I mean, come on. This is so good. This is so good. Oh my gosh. Like, this is becoming my favorite deck of all time. It is so good. Like, I love this guidebook so much. It is so small, but it's so packed with so much information, and just the way she delivers this information is beautiful and magical, and it draws you in, and it makes you want to listen to the advice that it gives you. Okay, so the next card. This one looks quite simple on the outside, but really it is not. So it could represent so many things, because we see the eye of the dragon. So it's kind of like the all-seeing eye comes to mind, and also the all-seeing is the one that is connected to divine, because the divine will give you messages. It will give you clues if you just pay attention. So it's kind of like, pay attention. The universe is talking to you. The downloads, right? The downloads of the spirit are coming to you if you have your eyes open. I love that. At the same time, it can represent the overwhelm. It can represent the lots of things coming your way. It can represent the inspiration. It can represent everything else that the Rider-Waite-Smith, generally just a card with the sticks flying through the air, can. But it can represent so much more because of the dragon. You can also lean into the dragon lore. So what are the characteristics of dragons? Like, what are they all about? You can see this is also a fire dragon. What is known about fire dragons? So you can lean into those things as well. Then the eye, I really like that it's like hazel, right? And hazel eyes, apparently, were known in the past to be connected to individuals who have these extra powers, right? Connection to the divine. Side note, I have hazel eyes myself, so that makes me feel really cool and special. Anyway, so that's another layer you could add into it. So it's really cool. I really like this card. And I talked about this before. I think this is one of my favorite Wheels of Fortune, because literally, fortune telling, Wheel of Fortune. That's like, it's a play on the words. I love that it's a fox, because I said before, fox is my spirit animal. I love that we have actual wheel here represented as well within the crystal bowl. We have tarot, Torah, all that there as well. We have the candles, which again we find in the Hierophant card. Let me count how many stars do we see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 stars, because it's 10. It's a number 10, of course, obviously. We have, obviously tarot reading. So I talked about this before, how in order to move through life, sometimes we have the fortune, sometimes we don't have the fortune, but in order to just move through whatever is coming our way, the best thing is to tune in to the laws of the universe, and knowing when to act and knowing when to not act, and knowing when to consider certain situations, etc. And the best way to do that is through divination, in my opinion. Of course, all I say in this video is my opinion. But yeah, I also like this cloth here. It has like the sun around it, which is really cool. I wonder why that's about. And also we have lots of purple, right? So again, connection to the crown chakra, to connection to the above. I love that. Also white candles. White is connected to the purity. So purity of our being, right? So that's beautiful. Oh, I just realized another thing. We have one candle standing at the front and one candle standing at the back. Actually, you know what? Let me read what it says for the Wheel of Fortune. I haven't read about this card yet, and I'm curious if there's anything extra that I missed. So, Wheel of Fortune, this is the first page. Wheel of Fortune, destiny and trust. The Wheel of Fortune manifests as a wise fox, draped in soft plum-colored fabrics, seated gracefully in a candlelit chamber. Surrounding her are curtain walls, creating an intimate and mysterious space for divination. A welcoming sign invites the querent to enter and seek guidance from the mystical fox fortune teller. Before her, a table is adorned with a blue tablecloth embellished with a sun's ring of flames intertwined with stars symbolizing the cycles of destiny and cosmic forces at play. Upon the table lie scattered tarot cards, each holding secrets and insights waiting to be revealed. A crystal ball rests at the center, its surface shimmering with arcane energy. With a steady gaze, the fox fortune teller peers deeply into the crystal ball, tapping into the currents of fate and magic that flow through the universe. I was saying, the laws of the universe. She beckons the querent to voice their questions, ready to unveil the answers that lie hidden within the depths of the mystical realm. The fortune teller channels ancient wisdom and intuitive insights, guiding seekers along their journey through the twists and turns of destiny. With each revelation, she offers guidance and clarity, empowering the querent to navigate the ever-turning wheel of fortune with openness and trust. Love this so much. I talked about this card before as well. I love it so much because, first of all, we have the unicorn, and unicorns, in my opinion, are the highest frequency above in the realm above us. Let's say, if we look at the realm where the unseen happens, like the angels, the dragons, the unicorns, the fae, etc. The unicorns have that highest frequency, and it's amazing that she used the unicorn for the Four of Swords as well, because the Four of Swords represents that pause after the pain of life, of thinking of things that were done to us. We take that break to reconcile, to rethink, to clear our mind, to let go of things that don't serve us, to refresh ourselves, to rest, to turn off the world, to just be with ourselves and our thoughts. And I love how it's like clearing. The unicorn, they're clearing themselves through this water they tapped into with their closed eyes. We have the dragonflies flying around. We have 4 of them as well. For transformation of mind, right? For clearing, transformation of mind. We also have a shield with the heart at the back, which is really interesting. Again, a nod to the heart space, right? The red clothing here as well. The sky at the back is like an early morning again, which is a very liminal space. And actually it feels like they're tapping into this liminal space. They're tapping into inner wisdom, the intuition within, right? That's going to guide them for the next step. I love it. It's just so serene and beautiful. I love this Judgment card so much because it's just so good. Like, it's written so well in the book. I want to read it again. I know I read a lot about these cards, but I'm sorry. You need to see how well this book is written. In the card of Judgment, a red and golden phoenix takes center stage, its majestic wings spread wide as it bursts into flames amidst the darkness. The phoenix symbolizes the ultimate act of transformation and renewal, as it surrenders to the flames to be reborn from its own ashes. With its fiery gaze fixed upon the heavens above, the phoenix embraces its destiny with courage and determination. Flames and feathers swirl around it, creating a mesmerizing dance of destruction and creation. I love that. Destruction and creation, because I read like the Judgment card. Obviously, it is a wake-up call to something, to follow things that you're really meant to do in this life. But in order to do that, you need to transform, right? You need to let go of things that don't serve you, people that don't serve you, the ways of thinking that don't serve you, to reach that highest potential that you can as a human being on this planet Earth. Amidst the fiery scene, 3 golden pairs float gracefully, symbolizing abundance, wisdom, and spiritual awakening. Their presence heralds a time of profound change and growth as the phoenix prepares to shed its old self and embrace a new beginning. Below the phoenix, a single egg appears, a symbol of the magical transitional phase that awaits. It is a reminder that within every ending lies the seed of a new beginning, ready to hatch and unfold into the next chapter of life's journey. The Judgment card calls upon us to reflect on our past actions and choices, and to make any necessary changes in order to align with our true purpose and highest potential. It is a time to release old patterns and embrace the spark of life's fire that burns within our soul and heart. Reading this, I couldn't help but remember that 20 is related to number 2, which is related to the Hanged Man. It is related to the High Priestess. I know some people would not agree with me that it's related to Hanged Man, but like I said before, I started reading numerology a little bit different in Tarot. Although it can connect it both ways, right? So it is that space between transitioning and also transitioning through duality, right? Is like, I see the High Priestess, for example, as if the Magician is the breath in. For me, the High Priestess is that pause before you breathe out, which would be creation, which would be then the Empress, right? So it's kind of like that. When you have that pause, when you reflect, when you decide which way you're going to go, when you bring together things that have to come together and pull apart things that have to be breaking apart. I just love this so much. Also, one more thing. yellows and oranges, right? So connection to both chakras of creation and of being your true self, which is amazing. And then I talked about this card already. I read from the book already about this card, but I just wanted to put it here again because I just love this card. It's just so, not just so beautiful, but I love that the card talks about, not just about that hoarding and stuff, but also about, it talks about how to find the true wealth and fulfillment, one must first reconnect with oneself and the natural world, letting go of the need to control and possess, and instead surrendering to the beauty and abundance that surrounds us. And that's exactly what this card represents. It's so beautiful. Like, it's not just hoarding and holding on to things. She's holding on to things lovingly, you know. It's just, I love it so much. I love it so much. And I like that it's happening in the night time as well. It gives that mystical feel to it. I love that we have abundance of different flowers and weeds, and we have all these animals coming together. It feels like a very safe space, like a very safe and stable place to be, right? Within yourself, as within, so without. That's what this card is telling me, and it's beautiful. And also the spider here weaving, like weaving your future, or weaving your life's abundance, whatever you want to create, from that stable place where you can take time. You know, it's just so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love this deck so much. I can't stop talking about it to everybody, and I want, because it's amazing and you should go and buy it. Talking about that, I'm gonna link the website where you can get this deck and the Northern Animal Tarot in the description box. It is called Wilder Hearts Studio. The link is going to be in the description box below, and you should go and get it. And yes, I am pretty sure that by now the new tariffs and everything is included in shipping, because Linda said on her website that by the 8th of September, which is way beyond when this video comes out, things should be sorted out, so you can then go again and buy this deck if you wish to do so. It is on the more expensive side, yes, but is it worth it? Hell yeah, yes it is. Let me just show you the backs again, which I didn't talk about before. I love the backs. Like I said, I love the dragons. I also love the unicorns. I love that we have the full moon. I love that they're like kind of mirroring each other. Yes, that's the word, mirroring each other. I love that we have white for purity, green for the heart chakra space, in my opinion. Anyway, we have that mystical night sky, and purple, lots of purple in this deck, hence why I got this back. If I just talk about the cardstock again, it's that fancy linen cardstock. It's not cheap, it's very, very nice. Since I feel inspired, I'm gonna do a mini reading for the collective. If you want to stay to tune in, feel free. This message can be for you. You can ask a question, and this reading might answer it for you. It is for whenever you're watching this. There is no time. Time is an illusion, so whenever you're watching this will apply for you. As you can see, it shuffles like a dream, like literally like a dream. It's probably my favorite shuffle of all time. It's amazing. It smells amazing, like I said before. So, let's see. So if you hold the question that you have in your mind, and I'm just going to interpret the cards the best I can. So I'm just going to do a very simple 3-card reading. So the situation, the obstacle, and how to navigate through this obstacle and the situation you are in. So let's just see what we get. So please, if you can connect to the reader that is listening to this right now, and give us the answers for their highest good and the highest good of everyone included. That's the situation, the obstacle, and how can we bridge these two together. So the key to success, let's just say, the key to success is the moon. Wow. And on the bottom we have King of Cups. Which makes a lot of sense, to be honest with you. Okay, so it would appear that, so I read the bottom of the deck as what is really going on, like what is on the bottom is like the root of the reading. So it feels that a lot has been going on. There's like some emotional turmoil. There's like lots of different challenging situations surrounding you, and it's really hard to navigate through them because they are maybe triggering. They might be triggering some sort of grief or regret or things that you lost. Because we know that the 5 of water or the 5 of cups is about focusing on the things that we lost. So some sort of grief, right? So especially with the King of Cups and Queen of Cups and the Moon, it's a very emotionally charged reading. So it's all to do with your emotions. So it feels like perhaps you just feel like you can't move on from something that was either done to you, a situation where you lost something that you were emotionally attached to. It was definitely some sort of change that happened, perhaps the stability of certain relationship or a relationship to a certain thing that you loved was broken. And now you're sitting in this emotion and your heart is aching and you don't know how to move forward. We have the problem here, or the obstacle for you. You got the Queen of Cups. Now the Queen of Cups is a very interesting card. It represents healing, emotional healing, intuition, having a space where someone listens to you. So either it can be a person that is the issue. Perhaps you lost someone that was like the Queen of Cups. So that's someone who holds space for you, who listens to you, who is there for you when you need them. Or it could be just like an attribute, a characteristic of this card. So perhaps the challenging aspect here is that you don't feel like you can find someone who you can talk to, or a space where you feel safe to express those emotions. Perhaps you're bottling those emotions in, and you feel like the world around you is crumbling and you can't take it anymore. But on the outside, you have to act like you are the King of Cups, like you are handling everything so well. Like on the outside, it looks like you have everything, like you have this castle, you have this crown, you are very stable on the outside, but actually on the inside, there's a turmoil happening within you, within your emotional realm. And you need that space for someone to be there for you, to talk to them, to hold that space for you to express what is really, really going on the inside. For the answer, you got the Moon card, and I love this Moon card because the Moon is about intuition. It is about our shadow, right? It is about integrating our shadow within our conscious mind. So to me, it feels like the answer to feeling better, to moving on from this situation here, is just go within yourself. Embrace the shadow, embrace the pain. Don't push it away. Feel it, let it overwhelm you, and then accept it, and then forgive. And try to turn it into a positive thing, right? You see these two foxes here are dancing. They feel liberated. They feel like they've dealt with whatever they had to deal with, and they take that pain, they take that shadow, and they integrate it into magic, and they create something magical from it. They illuminate light on it. They accept it. They make peace with it. So it's important that you make peace with whatever is hurting you. Your life is no one else's life. And you are the one who will have to deal with these emotions in order to move on to the next stage, whatever that next stage is. In order for new door to open, one door needs to close. We have two foxes here, right? Who are embracing each other. Perhaps looking around and not being afraid to ask for help, not being afraid to ask, hey, a friend or whoever you trust, hey, there's something that has been on my mind, on my heart, and you share that. Because the second you share something, it feels lighter. And the lighter the soul feels, the easiest it is to embrace the positive, the good stuff, the magic, right? So I feel that is another message that is coming through here. Even though it maybe feel like you are alone, that you are not alone, but you do need to ask, because people don't read your mind, and everyone is so busy with their pain, with what they are going through, that sometimes you just simply have to ask for help, ask for help, ask to deal with things. Initially, yes, we do have to deal with it ourselves. It's our world, it's our emotions, but we don't have to do it alone, really. The title of the Moon card in this deck is called Illuminating Shadow. So looking at the shadow. Don't being afraid to look at the shadow, because the only way we actually move through things is if we look through our shadow, deal with it, deal with our pain, deal with whatever is bothering us, fears, anxieties, sadness, grief, loss, also feeling powerless, regret, right? Also forgiveness. I feel it's a big one. Forgiveness. Like here, this queen, right? She's like embracing this, I'm going to say swan. Embracing the swan. Holding space for it. telling her or them, it is okay, you are loved, you are forgiven, like forgive yourself, forgive others, because only through forgiveness, when we even if someone else did something bad to us, holding that grudge or pain or not forgiving them really is holding us back and our progression back. So yeah, forgiveness, grace that comes through. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope that I managed to show you how amazing this deck is. And if you have this deck, please write in the comments below, how do you feel about it? How do you use it? How does it speak to you? What do you love about it? This was Magical Creatures Tarot. I am again so grateful to the creator to send me this copy for review. I am beyond happy. So thank you so much for this. Thank you for tuning in if you stayed this long. And yes, I will see you again soon with another review. Most likely, the next review I'm going to create is the Northern Animal Tarot, because it's also amazing. I mean, I can't wait for her future decks to come, to be honest. So yes, have a wonderful day, week, night, morning, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.